blind guy in sports. I am your host, Jason Darcy, and this is also Tiger Den Sports. Welcome in. Today we have a jam-packed show for you. Everything to do with LSU. If you love your LSU Tigers, hit the like button and also share this to any Facebook group that you're into. Today we're going to talk about DeMario Tolan transferring to Auburn. We're also going to talk about NIL, transfer portal, signing day. Is it a good thing for college football or is it not? And also, toward the end, we're going to talk about the two elite transfers LSU got committed on Sunday, which was last night. So, with that being said, let's get started. The DeMario Tolan news was very shocking in the sense of I don't think anybody seen that coming, and I didn't see it coming either because I'm blind anyway. But anyway, DeMario Tolan, nobody seen him leaving. He played over 70 snaps this season with LSU. He was a freshman. Um, he got great speed, great tackling ability. He's a really great linebacker for LSU. And with Micah Baskerville, with BJ Ojulari going to the NFL, um, DeMario Tolan was set to play a big role in the upcoming season at LSU. I mean, think about it. You only have Harold Perkins, Greg Penn, West Weeks, who transferred in last year. Then you got the two high schoolers, Whit Weeks and Christian Braithwaite, who committed this year, who's going to be true freshmen. So you basically have three scholarship linebackers on the roster right now. So if DeMario Tolan would have stayed, he had a great shot at getting a starting job at LSU. Brian Kelly was raving about DeMario Tolan toward the end of the season. He played a bigger role in the last 2 or 3 games. He even told Greg Penn last year that he needed to step up his play because DeMario Tolan was right on his heels and ready to take over as the starting linebacker. So, what happened? I believe what happened, in my opinion, is Auburn came in with a big NIL offer. And DeMario Tolan took it. Which, look, I cannot blame him for taking the money. Everybody has their own rights to money, go and get it, whatever. That's perfectly fine. But what I'm not happy about is how boosters can call players on other teams and tell them, hey, we have this much NIL money we can give you if you enter the transfer portal. I don't think it's right. The NCAA does nothing about this. And as long as this continues, you're going to see great players like DeMario Tolan, who's on the verge of starting at LSU, transfer out just because of the money. And if the NCAA does not get a handle on this, it's going to get out of control. It's going to be uh, bad on college football. It's a bad look. Um, so with that being said, I don't like that DeMario Tolan transferred, especially to a division rival. I don't like how Auburn boosters can just call up a player and say, hey, I'm going to give you this much money if you enter the transfer portal. That is not right. I don't like it. And look, I know LSU probably does the same thing, but it doesn't mean it's right, and it doesn't mean that I like it. I don't like that backdoor stuff. And I know in the past, when NIL was not an option, people did it under the table. I understand that, but I still don't like it. And DeMario Tolan had a great shot at starting here. But for Auburn to do what they did just shows where the NCAA is going. And it's not a good thing. I don't like it at all. And it's just, like I said, it's going to be out of control. With that being said, let's go into the NIL. thing I wanted to talk about as well. NIL, I believe, is ruining college football. I understand free market. I understand making money. I understand uh, if you have a job and you want to get a promotion at another job, you take it, you go get the money. I understand all of those things. And I understand these players want to get paid. Oh, that's perfectly fine. But the problem with NIL, there is no stipulations, there's no rules, and if there is rules, nobody follows them. NIL was built for players to be connected with a company that you're advertising for. That's all that was. They would have paid you a little money to do commercials, to advertise for them on your social media, um, things like that. Do promotions at the job, whatever the case may be for NIL. But that's not how college football teams are doing it. They're just paying players to play, but they're not calling it that. But that's what it is. Essentially, that's all they're doing with the NIL. They put in a lump sum of money in a pot and paying these top end players, just come to my school. This is what you're gonna get, and we'll say you're doing a commercial. We'll say you're doing social media posts, and it's not right. The NCAA needs to get a handle on this. There has to be some type of stipulation. And if it was me, I would say a rule change needs to be made. I'm going to say that with the NIL space, I think every school needs to have some kind of cap, some kind of salary cap that they can spend money. I understand they might do some stuff under the table. Okay, fine. I don't know about it. Whatever. But what I'm saying is LSU, Alabama, Georgia, TCU, Baylor, any school out there needs to have a salary cap. Say the salary cap might be set at 100,000. That's all you get for that year. Every player, you pay them with the $100,000 cap that you can pay them. Not $1 million, not $2 million, not $3 million a player. That's not what NIL was built for. So if you throw $100,000 in a pot, then you got to pay each player with that amount of money. But and that's all you get. That's my suggestion on that. So that way, every team will be on the even playing field, and NIL will not be out of hand. Because I'm just saying this right now, NIL is ruining college football because these 18-year-old players are human. They will run after the money because they never had it before. Well, at least some of them never had it before. So, like DeMario Tolan, maybe he didn't have money. Oh, my phone's ringing. Anyway, uh, DeMario Tolan may not have money. I don't know. I don't know the man. I don't know how he was raised. I don't know if his parents had money. I don't know. All I'm saying is, for example, if DeMario Tolan didn't have money, he took the Auburn job maybe to help his family, maybe to help himself because he wanted some money. But the grass is not always greener. It's just like me, for example. If I had, if I'm doing this YouTube show, okay, and I'm getting paid $50,000 a year to do this, but somebody else offers me to go on their radio show for $100,000 a year, should I take it? Maybe, but the grass ain't always greener. What if I get to the radio show and I absolutely hate it? What if I don't like being on the radio show? What if I can't do what I want to do on the radio show, but I went there for the money? I'm not going to enjoy myself. I'm not going to like where I'm at because it wasn't what I really wanted to do. I just went for the money. And that's all essentially these players are doing. They are going after the money. And once they get the money and they're at this other school, they're not happy. They're not enjoying their playing time. They're not enjoying where they're at because it was all about the money. And that's the problem with the NIL space. And it needs to be fixed, and it needs to be fixed soon. So, with that being said, let's lead into the transfer portal now. The transfer portal is out of control as well because anybody can enter the transfer portal. Uh, Anybody, I mean, you could be a freshman, a sophomore, a junior. I mean, you could just enter the transfer portal, but there's no regulations on it. So just anybody can do it, and it's hurting the team that they're on because they want to go get more money, like the NIL space. They they don't want to work for their spot on the team anymore. These kids are growing up nowadays with the option of I'm not doing good. So I'm just going to transfer out of this school so I can get playing time somewhere else instead of working hard, getting better at your job on that team, doing the right thing so you can get a starting spot on the team. That's how I was raised. Work hard for what you want. Work hard, don't stop, do the things you need to do to get to where you want to be. But nowadays, people don't do that. Players don't do that. If they see a more talented guy in front of them, they're just gonna enter the transfer portal, leave, go somewhere else, and they probably not even gonna pan out somewhere else. Look at Eli Ricks. He left LSU, go to Alabama. He did horrible, and that's just one example. These players need to work hard where they're at. They need to uh, get better. They need to work hard so they can get a starting spot at the team they're on. It's it's just sad the way this transfer portal is set up. I mean, I don't like it. Um, you start December 1st to January 20th is when the transfer portal opens, which is a horrible time frame because you're going through bowl preparations, you're going through signing day. We're going to get into that too briefly. Um, so these coaches have so much going on, and I know these coaches get paid hundreds of millions of dollars, but they're human. They can only do so much. They work 365 days a year. They they're getting paid $100 million, sure, but they're human. They can only do so much. They got to go through bowl practices. They got to go on the road recruiting. They got to recruit their own players on their team. They got to get people out the transfer portal to fill their roster because the players left on their team. And they're doing all this in December with signing day in December as well, trying to keep your high school recruits. It's just a lot going on with this transfer portal. They need to have regulations on there. They need to do something to keep these players at their school. And the way I think you do that is when a freshman signs at a school, they're automatically there for 2 years. That would be my opinion. Then after 2 years, if you don't like it there, you're not getting enough playing time, then leave. Then you enter the transfer portal. That would be the best option to keep players on their team, help roster management, and help these players make better choices and better decisions so they don't hurt themselves in the future. A lot of these players that enter the transfer portal don't even get to go to another team. They have no other option. And they're left in the transfer portal. At least 50 to 75% of them are left in the transfer portal without a team. So their career is ruined because of this transfer portal. If they would have stayed on their team, then you don't know what would happen. Maybe they would get better. Maybe they would work harder. Maybe they would get a starting spot. Then they'd be able to go to the NFL. But now these players don't even have options because they left their team and they're stuck in the transfer portal with nowhere to go. Now they have no option to go to the NFL if that was their dream. So this transfer portal is not a good thing either. And I don't like the transfer portal. It's open from December 1st to January 20th. That's a horrible time frame. It needs to open after the bowl games, say January 5th to January 30th. That would be the best time for the transfer portal to be open. That would be my suggestion. Then, they also got another window for transfer portal. Starts in May after spring practice. I don't like that either, because what that's doing is all these players, these coaches got the players during spring practice. They're going through reps. They're getting to know who's going to play where, who's going to be the backup, who's going to be second, third string, who's going to be used in what capacity. Then all of a sudden, spring practice is over, and one player or two players uh, doesn't like their role, doesn't like their second string, or they're on special teams. So they can enter the transfer portal. Then your team is hurting because now you got to go find another player to replace them. It's not a good look for the transfer portal. I don't think they should have another transfer portal after spring practice. I think if you're going through spring practice, you should be stuck at that school until the next offseason from January 5th to January 30th. That would be my suggestion. I know nobody's going to listen to me. I know the NCAA ain't going to listen to me. But that would be my suggestion with the transfer portal. So signing day. The December signing day is kind of a rough month because of bowl games, transfer portal now, uh, and all those type of things. Coaches is they're on the road recruiting. They gotta recruit their own roster. They gotta get in the transfer portal. They gotta prepare for their bowl game. There's just too much going on in December to have a signing day. So I think they should keep the signing day in February. That would be the best option. Take the December signing day away, just keep it in February, and leave it at that. That would be the best option to do. I know December is good for some teams because the early signing day allows players to enroll early, which I'm all for. I love that. So if anybody have any other options on when signing day might be a good day to do it, yeah, y'all let me know in the comments. And if y'all enjoying this video, hit the like button, share it to any Facebook groups or social media that you have. Help me get my name out there. So now we're at the point of the video of the show where we're going to talk about the two transfers LSU got on Sunday. It's two corners that LSU really needed to solidify this room. This cornerback room at LSU is way better than it was last year. With the commitment of J.K. Johnson, Ohio State corner, and Damian Chestnut, I believe his name. If I'm wrong, just leave a comment. Let me know, because I don't have the paper in front of me. I can't see it. You know, everybody knows I'm blind. So just to say, I believe his name is Damian Chestnut. I think they call him Deuce, if I'm not mistaken. He's from Syracuse. And Damian Chestnut's a sophomore. J.K. Johnson's a junior. So you have them for multiple years. So with them committing, you now have Denver Harris of the transfer portal, which helped LSU. Like I said, transfer portal does help your team as well. I still don't like the way it's set up. But Denver Harris is on your roster as corner. You got J.K. Johnson, who's now on your roster as a corner. You have Damian Chestnut is now as a corner on your roster. You got Zy Alexander, who came in from the transfer portal from Southeastern, who's on your roster. You still have Sevyn Banks from last year. You have LaTerrence Welsh from last year. And then you have all your freshmen coming in. You got Javian Toviano, who's a big time freshman. You got Jeremiah Hughes is coming in, and I'm sure I'm gonna leave off some. I just don't remember them all. I don't have the paper in front of me. But with all that being said, this cornerback room is way deeper than it was last year with Makai Gorn or Jarick Bernard Converse. That was just a patch job to get Brian Kelly through this last season, and they ended up 10-4. And with this 2023 season, this cornerback room will be a strength at LSU. J.K. Johnson played 13 games this past year for Ohio State. He's a big time corner. Um, Damian Chestnut, Deuce, whatever you want to call him. He played at Syracuse, but he was an All-American at Syracuse. Now, can he translate this to the field at LSU? We're gonna have to see. Zy Alexander from Southeastern had, I think, 7 picks this past season at Southeastern. So he's a ball hawk. Denver Harris, y'all know about him. In the 6 games that he was a All-American when he was playing. So this cornerback room, and with these transfers that just came in, LSU's in good hands. Everybody that said Brian Kelly can't recruit, he's showing you that he can recruit. So everybody that loves LSU, that loves LSU football, y'all be ready for what's to come. I'm gonna say right now, I know it's early, but I'm gonna say right now, I believe LSU's in the college football playoff next year. Y'all let me know if y'all agree with that or not, because I believe that they will be in the college football playoff next year. Not saying they're winning the whole thing, but I do believe they will be there because of the talent they got coming back on offense, the talent they got coming back on defense. Did y'all see the defensive lineman that's coming in from the transfer portal? And like I said, transfer portals do help your team, but they also hurt your team. This defensive line for LSU, you're going to be, for sure, 2 deep. You're going to have 3 deep at spots, but 2 deep for sure. This defensive line is going to wreak havoc on the SEC next year with everybody they got to come in. I'm not going to go through all the names. I'm going to do another video upcoming about all the transfers LSU has that they got this year. I'll do a video on that, and we'll talk about it. So if y'all want to see that, y'all make sure y'all hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss when that video is uploaded. My next video is going to be a recap on LSU's 2022 season and how I think it went and where they go from here. So if y'all want to see that, make sure y'all subscribe and hit the notification bell as well. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, and share it to every social media that you have.